Hello, everyone. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you on this windy night. We still have breezy conditions. The radar, well, out to the west, things are getting a little bit on the wild side. I'll have details in your forecast and what you can expect coming up next.
Now, a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
My friends over at Robert Gibb and Sons, hey, they've been at this for over 100 years. Whether you have a project that is residential in scope, commercial, or even the big industrial job, Robert Gibb and Sons can get it done. Give them a call today. Let them know Hutch sent you. We're going to take a look at this first and foremost hour by hour forecast. I've loaded up a little bit different model tonight so you can take a look and compare the winds. Well, these yellow lines here, those are called isobars. They help us see the winds with our eyes, and the closer they are, well, the stronger the wind is blowing. So we have strong winds continuing into the nighttime hours. Showers of rain are going to be making their way out of parts of Montana. Notice that the band's falling apart, but a few developing here in the eastern Dakotas from Pierre right up toward Bismarck that are going to be likely developing as we head in toward the 10 o'clock hour. Now, let's set this puppy into motion and show you how things change as we go through the overnight hours. We'll see some shower chances, more hit and miss style across the valley. But as we go beyond midnight, that's when our chances here in the Red River Valley and parts of western Minnesota will increase for some rain shower chances making their way in. Now, things will be a little heavier down to the south the way it looks, as opposed to rainfall potential as far as how heavy it may be up to the north. Now, heading into your daybreak time frame when you're getting ready to drive into work, Fargo, down towards the I-94 corridor and in towards places like Grant County. So if you're watching from the areas in and around Elbow Lake, Fergus Falls, out towards the Pelican Rapids area and points south, some heavier showers of rain there. On the North Dakota side of the river, at best, it's going to be hit and miss with regards to shower chances. So that's your 7 a.m. forecast, and the wind will be fairly strong, but the strongest winds behind my head here, shifting off in toward the Twin Cities. So this will be the south wind ahead of the system. And then as we take a look at the big picture here, we can see the low pressure system right over the valley, and on the back side of it, the north winds will be taking hold. So gusty north winds out to the west, maybe just a little bit of a break here in the central part of North Dakota. Now let's take a look at what we have with regards to the forecast going through the rest of the night. Day rather, showers will be pushing into the central part of Minnesota. Look at this, mixing with some snow, not far from the Arrowhead, up far to the north. So Brainerd, Bemidji, a chance for some scattered showers of rain. Then as we continue through, you're going to see up near International Falls, the Rainy River, Rainy Lake, a chance for some of that to mix with snow. But briefly, as this system really starts to lose its punch heading into the nighttime hours tomorrow. Now, we'll still see a few scattered showers of rain as we look out to the west, and then heading into the next forecast period. The wind, with this little weather wiggle working its way through Thursday afternoon, will bring a chance of some showers to the west and to the north. For us, we stay fairly quiet. Here's a look at some rainfall potential that we have going across the area as we head into your Wednesday. And it does look like the best chance for any appreciable showers will at best be from the Southern Valley and eastern South Dakota into western Minnesota. Could have a band or two working its way through northwest Minnesota. Mainly on the North Dakota side of the river, most will see a trace to maybe a tenth of an inch. And then as we get into the Red River Valley and points east, a tenth of an inch to 2/10 of an inch for most. That's what I believe. Now, an isolated band could get a little bit heavier, and we could get some neighbors here that have a decent shot where you see the blue streak here. This model says that's where it'll be, that we'll have that chance at a half inch, maybe a little bit more. But models are changing a little bit. And right now, the heaviest of the rain bands has yet to develop at this particular hour. So that's a look at that. Now let's take a look back at that radar, and we'll look at what's going on right now with the conditions across the valley. So here's a look at the latest radar. You'll see a couple of rumbles of thunder starting to show up, some lightning bolts down in central Nebraska. That's the main core of this system that will be moving from Pierre and into southeast North Dakota as we go into the daybreak hours. All the rain that we saw a little bit earlier moving out of the big sky country of Montana really spreading apart, thinning out just a little bit, and not really amounting to too much. So keep that in mind. Let me know if you have a question on here. I'll be looking for it. Simon, good to have you on board. Thanks for joining me. Nathan, good to have you on board as well. And let's go ahead and take a look then at the current conditions temperature-wise. It has been a windy day with those gusts that have been fairly strong throughout the day, but the temperatures, as we take a look at these, well, it's coolest right here where we see the pink colors. It's 41 in Minot and 43 in the Grand Forks and Fargo areas right now. But here in this oil patch, from Newtown and Williston and on north into Crosby and Kenmare, temperatures are in the 20s and low 30s right now. That's where the skies are clearing out at this particular hour. But for our area, most of us are near 40 degrees as we head into the evening hours. Now let's take a look at those wind speeds across the area. And when we take a look at just the gusts, we can highlight some of them. We're still gusting to nearly 40 miles per hour in and around the FM area. So anywhere you see these white colors here, some pretty healthy gusts taking place across the region. See if I can pull up the rest of the data for the area here. There it is. Okay, so in Fargo right now, those winds are gusting to 38 miles per hour. They're from the south and sustained at 21 miles per hour. In Bemidji, you have winds that are from the southeast, sustained at 20, gusting to 25. Fergus Falls, 32 is your gust, with sustained winds from the southeast at 24 miles per hour. Checking in on Grand Forks, still a little on the breezy side there as well. 35 mile per hour gusts with a 22 mile per hour sustained wind. 45 degrees the temperature as of this report. So up here we have those cold temperatures, by the way, the wind not nearly as strong in those particular areas. Now, when we take a look at the rest of the conditions across the area, we're going to notice that your forecast, and we'll go to that now. Pull that up on the top bar here so we can go ahead and zoom in just a little bit. I had a request earlier that's easier to see when Hutch can zoom in, so I'm going to do that now. Let's take a look. This is a look at the morning temperatures. Remember, we have a chance for some rain showers here, so temperatures could dip just a little bit more, I believe, as we go through the wee hours of the overnight here between now and, say, about 1 a.m. And then, thanks to the south winds, the clouds, and the rain mixing things up, we could see temperatures steady out or maybe even rise just a bit. Low 40s in Fargo and Grand Forks. That's how we start the day. Still near 40 degrees all the way out to Bemidji, Warroad, Roseau. You'll have a chance at 40 degrees to start your day. And up in Thief River Falls, that there is a 41 degree reading to get you out the door. The best chance of rain in the morning will be from the Southern Valley, Fargo, Fergus Falls, and into central and southern Minnesota. It could even be heavy rain, but things will be clearing out to the west. Now, the strongest of the winds will be southeasterly here in the valley, but out to the west, as I showed you, we'll have more of a northerly component to the wind, and you too will have some gusty winds. Now, as we go into the afternoon hours, here's what I'm expecting. Temperatures will, well, they'll not be too bad out here. We're still expecting 40s, almost steady for some locations across parts of central Minnesota where the clouds and the showers will linger into the mid part of the afternoon. Now, the winds will be southeasterly still at about 27 miles per hour. They're going to calm down a little bit to 9, and then they'll switch direction and come out of the north, where we do get a little bit of sunshine, though. Some models advertising temperatures in the 45 to 50 degree range out in the western Dakotas, and that includes you in the James River Valley, the Devil's Lake Basin. Not a bad day, the way things are looking right there as well. Now, that is a look there. Now, let's take a look at your questions, see if we have any. Winds gusted as high as 50 miles per hour, says Tiffany from Comstock. Speaking of Tiffany from Comstock, I'm going to take just 1 minute right now and say thank you, Tiffany, for all the photos that you always share with all of us. They're dandies. And she loaded up another one here. Let me go ahead and show this to you. You can upload your photos anytime at hutchesweather.com, by the way. I really do appreciate you doing that. Look at this majestic looking clouds. Looks like a bird with feathers out there. Some high cirrus, wispy, thin clouds. You know, they have that bright white color, and that's partially due to the fact that they're made of 100% ice crystals, and they even blow around in the stronger winds aloft, giving us the beautiful look that we see there. So beautiful shapes in the clouds there. Here's a puppy having a great day out there. Nathan, thanks for sharing the puppy shot. And now as we look, we also had some weekend northern lights that were just outstanding out there as folks were heading out to the deer stand. So thanks so much for uploading this, Jeff. I certainly appreciate it. Beautiful pics indeed. All right, that is a look at your forecast. And again, I'll have an update for you in the morning, but it's going to be windy. The morning will be wet. It will dry out from west to east. So many of our North Dakota counties will have the rain out of here. But if you're in the Red River Valley and points east into Minnesota, it could rain through the early part of the afternoon If you're in central parts of Minnesota, and I'm talking about you in the Brainerd Lakes area on up to Bemidji, and maybe as far north as Lake of the Woods, we could see rain showers there into the mid-afternoon hours. So keep that in mind. That's a look at your forecast. I'm Hutch Johnson, and I'm really grateful for each and every one of you for sharing a little bit of your time with me and interacting with me here on our broadcast. So thank you so very, very much. And we'll have an update coming up for you in the morning. But until then, have yourself a wonderful evening. And please check out hudgesweather.com anytime, anywhere. Interactive radar to keep your eyes on that radar for the morning. Before you head out the door, you'll know whether you'll need that umbrella. But I think it's a good bet. Have a good night.